Quite a few people just talking to me, whether it's private message or face to face, whatever it is. It says, you always talk about proper packaging is important and everything. Can you show me how, you package? So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show people how I package, and hopefully it'll help people that are sellers how to properly package so stuff at least stays safe. We all know how USPS or whatever sometimes screws it up, but at least the seller part has got the packing down and it's out of their hands and they did what they were supposed to. So I'm going to show that actually in this video. Now I know some things will not, butt up together or go together real easily, to kind of make it easily like a square, rectangle, or whatever to actually pack. But the majority of stuff, if you try to do it the right way, most of the stuff actually will. And let me show you how to do it with just main lines, and then I'll show you how to do it with other stuff that's kind of, if somebody orders like maybe M2 and a Johnny Light in an Auto World or something along those lines, like a cubed M2, show you how I do those as well. But let me show you how to do main lines real quick. Just going to take 6 main lines because that's the most I ever actually package together. And what I do is I take 3 main lines. Okay, here's 3 main lines right there. Okay, I take 3 main lines, and then I take 3 more main lines, and I turn all the main lines upside down on the top. So you got 3 one way and 3 the other way. Now I'll show you how to wrap it. Sorry if you can hear Tammy slopping it up in there with her water, but anyway, I put it in the bubble wrap. Make sure I got about the same actual leeway on the top and the bottom. I turn it over once, turn it over again, make sure that it's nice and tight, and then maybe turn it over again, and then I'll tape this side, and then I'll fold these sides in, fold that down, and tape that. That way it's all nice. That way it's all nice and flush. Do the same thing on the bottom. Nice and secure, doesn't move around, so the blisters don't come off. None of that stuff. You can do it too with 2 and 2, but I'll show you what to do if you got 1 and 1. If you only have 2 of them that somebody buys like this, yes, you can package it like this, but I mean, I wouldn't recommend it, only because of a lot of times when you're in a hurry, a lot of times when you go to put the bubble wrap around here or around there, it bows the actual card that way or bows the card up. So what I normally do is I will still turn one upside down, okay? And I have these LOOSIE protectors I use, but you don't have to use them. You can actually put packing from this blister to this blister in between it. Then, once you put packing in between it, you do the same thing. You just keep rolling it, Then do the top and bottom. It's the easiest way to do it. The reason why you're putting package in between these two is because if somebody goes to grab it in the middle or something along those lines, it's going to bow. You want to keep it as flat as possible and keep it moving around as possible. Basically, what you want to do is even some packers, I see them using tissue paper and stuff like that, which is fine. I use tissue paper for my smaller boxes sometimes, as long as it's completely around the whole product and secure, you're good. But you got to have it completely around, secure, tight, or as tight as it can be without damaging the product to where it will not move around. Now I'll show you what I usually do for like off the wall stuff. Okay, I got a Johnny Lightning here. All right, and let's say that I got an M2 as well. All right, well, I'll maybe put an M2 like here or something. Okay, and package it up that way or something like that. Yes, it'll be a little bit oblong or whatever, but I'll do something like that, or maybe something that's in a protector that'll also fit there. Let's see here. If I got a whole bunch of M2s, I'll put them together like that, put one upside down and package it just like that. I'll package 4 together like that, up to 4 together. Let's see here. I got some loosies over here. Actually, my actual some of my customs I've been working on. But anyway, what I meant by my LOOSIE protector, since I get them all the time, when I have gaps like this, I'll take an empty LOOSIE protector sometimes if I have them, and I'll put them right in between there. And that keeps it flat. That keeps it from moving up and down. That keeps it from being smashed and bowing the card. Even if something happens that somebody actually buys LOOSIEs, I'll do this. I try to keep everything kind of as square, like I said, and as tight as I possibly can, so it doesn't move around, the blisters don't come off, because especially these main lines, the more these things move around, you may think that they're secure because they got packing on top of it, bottom of it, and stuff like that, but unless they're wrapped in something securely and tightly, they're still going to move around a little bit, and the banging around causes the blisters to come off. I can't tell you how many times, especially on eBay, that I bought stuff where I've gotten stuff and the blisters just be off. When I go to pull it up, the whole blister's off. Same way with this one right here. This is an actual red edition that I paid decent money for. I mean, I didn't pay a whole lot for it, but I paid decent money for it. And it's got a crack in the blister in the back. That's because they didn't package it right. But mainly, if you just, have a little bit of common sense, stop for a second, make sure everything's square, nothing's bending, nothing's moving around, and make sure that you don't just, have stuff on the top, and stuff on the side, and stuff on the side, and stuff on the bottom. No, put stuff in bubble wrap or thick tissue paper, or whatever you want to use, wrapping paper, and make sure you're wrapping it up, taping it up to where it's nice and secure, nice and snug. Then put it in the box and put wrapping stuff around it to make sure that doesn't move around a whole lot. But I've been doing this, a pretty long time, and I try to always secure the stuff the best way I can. Try to package the stuff the best way I can, because the way I feel about it is, if you package the stuff right and everything, people will come back to you and be more apt to buy from you. If you don't package it right, they're always going to think that there's a chance that stuff is messed up when it actually is going to get to them. So they're not going to buy a whole lot off of you, or they're not going to even buy the high dollar items off of you. But as you can see from our reviews on Whatnot, the many reviews on Whatnot, just about every one of them says something about fast service and that the packaging was absolutely excellent. So I pride myself on that stuff. Now, I know some sellers as well, they actually put like painter's tape around the blister as well. I did that maybe the first couple of shipments, and then I quit doing it because it got to be a little bit too expensive. I already paid for the bubble wrap and the tissue paper and the wrapping paper and all that other stuff to keep all that stuff secure. I've never had a blister break or anything like that. I mean, I know there's always going to be a time maybe when the post office just wants to be really, really rough with my package. But again, the way I package, it keeps it pretty secure. I've never really got anybody to message me and let me know that something's been really, really damaged in the shipment. I've had some stuff that's kind of like loose for like LOOSIEs when I put in the LOOSIE LOOSIE boxes protectors. I've had one person contact me and say something about one of the bumpers, like on an M2, fell off, but it was had to have been already loose or something. But other than that, I've never had a complaint with the way that I do things. So hopefully it helps everybody that is not for sure and stuff like that. And I know some people are going to say, well, I can't buy all that stuff and everything. That stuff's getting to be more expensive, and bubble wrap is getting to be more expensive, and wrapping stuff and everything. Well, there comes a time when you gotta, you gotta think quality. You got to think quality, regardless. So if you have to, you're gonna have to raise your prices a little bit or something like that, because if it ever gets to a time where you're just, stacking your stuff in a box and and then just, filling and wrapping in the box around it and not bubble wrapping the stuff or not securing the stuff, then that's probably a time when you probably need to think about probably not doing it too much longer, because there's going to be a lot of people complaining about messed up vehicles, messed up stuff. And this goes for not just diecast and stuff, it goes for other stuff. It's the reason why I said I've been doing this a long time, not just for diecast. So, yeah, unfortunately, yeah, it is a little bit more, and a lot of these buyers doesn't understand that all that stuff costs, you know, a lot to be able to ship this stuff like that. But, you know, most of the ones that want to make sure that they get their product the way that they bought it, and that it's not messed up and everything else, they'll be willing to pay a little bit extra for some excellent packaging. But anyway, hopefully you all have an amazing, blessed day. Give this video a like, give this video a share, subscribe if you have yet to subscribe, and we hope to see you in the next one.